Hi, everyone. It's Amy Diamond here with the Deal with Diamond Group at App Properties. And today I have a guest with me. This is Jim Schwantz with Von Sydow Moving Company. And I really wanted to have Jim on today with me so that we can knock out some of the myths and learn a little bit more about what's happening in the moving world today. So welcome, Jim.
Thanks, Amy. I appreciate you having me.
No problem. No problem. So let's talk about how the company has pivoted during this time, because I know you had to completely, once we had that stay-at-home message from the governor and things have changed, your company has definitely taken a twist on how they're going to be doing some estimates and moving. So why don't we talk a little bit about that?
Sure. Well, I'll start with the stay-at-home order. When it hit, there was a lot of confusion whether moving companies were considered essential businesses. When you think of an essential business, you're thinking of your frontline workers, your healthcare, your police, your fire, those types of professions. And moving was not one that was immediately thought of to be one. So we did a lot of digging, talked a lot with the Commerce Commission, and did determine that moving is an essential service. So that was the first kind of hurdle we had to cross to be sure that we were going to be indeed able to keep the business open and running. Then it became, well, how are we going to do what we do? The majority of my estimates are going into people's homes and meeting with individuals and talking about their moving needs, big, small, or indifferent, and making sure that we have a clear path as far as writing an estimate. And we had offered for a while, probably the last 2 years, virtual estimates on our website, where you can go with a phone and you walk around your dwelling and you take a video. It comes back to my desk and I do an estimate off of that. It's not as personable, obviously. I'd rather be in the dwelling talking with individuals, trying to get a feel for what their needs truly are. And then technology can be spotty. People have bad Wi-Fi and video kind of skips around. But I will tell you that after the stay-at-home order was issued, our estimates online, our virtual estimates went up a bunch. So we offer the virtual estimate. I am still going into people's homes. So for that, I do wear gloves. I mask up. We keep a 6-foot social distance at all times. People have been very respectful and very open with that, and it's worked out, very well. I don't spend much time. Before this, I would sit at the kitchen table. We'd work through the estimate. I explain a lot of information to the customer. I try to keep my time in the house to a minimum. So that's a little bit different. I'm emailing estimates and then getting customers on the phone and answering questions that way. So the personable end of it kind of has suffered, I think, the most. Yeah. But we are indeed still doing estimates. I had 12 estimates last week. I'll do another 12 to 15 this week when it's all said and done.
Oh, that's excellent. And what's your normal run rate, though, if you were to do a normal week before all this happened?
Yeah, so Amy, right now in May, obviously, getting into the busy season, it wouldn't be uncommon for me to have 20 to 25 estimates in a week. I average between 4 and 5 a day. In a good day, I can do more than that. A lot of it really depends on the type of estimate, though. If I'm going into a 2-bedroom apartment, I can be in out fairly quick. If I'm going into a home in Whinstone or in Inverness or in Barrington, I can be in a home for an hour. So it really just depends on the size of the job. But yeah, you're right. It is down. I can tell you right after the stay-at-home order was issued. So basically, in the month of March, the middle of March on to the beginning of April, I was doing 1 or 2 or 3 estimates in a week. So yeah, that was a little scary.
Right. Well, I know just when that all happened, my clients, reached out to 3 movers, as most people would do, and you were the only one that was willing to take the necessary precautions to come into that home. So they truly appreciate it, because I think one of the myths that we had heard right at the beginning of when all this happened, and we're still hearing it. You and I just talked about this the other day. I mean, you get 3 or 4 texts a week saying, are you moving? Are you moving? And it's frustrating even as a realtor, because we're hearing that from buyers and we're hearing that from sellers, like movers aren't moving. And that's one of the big myths that we're hearing. So that's why I wanted to do this, because I want people to know that there are companies that are not. That is true. And there are companies that are, and especially being a local moving company, we want people to know that this is an essential business. Real estate is essential, and that we are taking the necessary precautions to get you from one place to another. So that's excellent. So hopefully you'll see an uptick, because what I'm seeing on the real estate side is a tremendous increase in showings. I think that what we saw is that everyone's sitting in these houses, they're hating their space or they're loving their space. And the city people are like, get me out of this smaller condo. I want to move out to the suburbs. We're seeing a ton of activity. One in Arlington or in Palatine, we saw 100% increase in showing activity in the last 2 weeks. So we went from 170 showings to 340. That's huge. So that'll obviously help all of our businesses, because we're noticing buyers looking for new inventory. If you're, I mean, I tell everybody, if you're a seller right now, get on the market, because it is just hotcakes. So that should all trickle into your business as well, which will be good for just the market in general. So besides moving, I know you guys have other services. What else do you offer people?
Sure. We can do anything pretty much under the sun in the moving umbrella. So we offer packing services where we can come in your home and pack the 3 or 4 pieces that you're not comfortable packing. A lot of TVs, mostly people just aren't real comfortable packing their televisions, larger pictures, things like that. But we can do everything, Amy. We can go in, you can hold a cup of coffee, and we can pack your whole house. So we have a packing service option. We do local moves, obviously, as we're talking about. We do long distance moves over the state lines anywhere in the United States and Canada. And then we also do international moves. So we do a whole bunch of international cans, where we will receive a can from Belgium moving into the city of Chicago. We'll move their goods in there, or we'll pack a shipping container to send somebody overseas. So we do that as well. We offer short and long-term storage. So I think you can attest to this after 2008, 2009. The old days of buying a house in the morning and selling a home selling a home in the morning, buying a home in the afternoon, and moving at the same time, that was normal. But that has not been that way in a long, long time. So we have a really popular program where we will store your goods, leave them on the truck. It's a very small nominal fee. I work for a boss who owns 30 trucks, so I have no trouble affording a client, a couple nights of storage for maybe $200-300, where other movers might charge $5 or $6 because they're renting their equipment, and that equipment is not making them any money if it's sitting with goods for 2 nights. So we take the stress of moving away from the day of when you guys are doing your thing with all the business transactions, and we'll load everybody the day before. That makes the house empty in the morning for the buyers to do their walkthrough prior to make sure that the house still looks good. And if you sold them a washer and dryer, they're still there. They want to make sure of that. And then the afternoon deliveries, we've tried them. We've tried delivering at 2 in the afternoon, 3 in the afternoon. Families with kids, do you really want to move her in your house till 10 o'clock at night? It's not a great business practice for us, because my men are then working into late to the evenings and they're tired the next day. So we like to offer the day after closings, fresh and clean, 8 o'clock in the morning, get a brand new, fresh crew, and get you moved into your new space, and then have the rest of the day to do whatever. So some clients are taking advantage of that afternoon to do a deep clean at the house. Their brand new home, they want to make sure it's clean. We've had people take advantage of an extra day or 2 of storage to do some painting or some floorings, some carpeting, things like that. So it's been very popular. And then, of course, we offer long-term storage as well. So we have people 2, 3, 4, 10 months in our warehouse. Mostly long-distance customers who are going to live in, let's say, North Carolina, aren't quite sure of where they want to live, so they're going to rent for a year, try to figure out what they want to do prior. And then, of course, locally here, people who are building and they're still doing some new construction, we'll have people in our warehouse for 2, 3, 4 months while construction finishes up.
That's awesome, because I have clients that need one of all those.
And we also do office and industrial moving too. So
okay.
We do a fair amount of business moving. Whether it's a full industrial setting with large machines, or just a 2, 3, 4 person office. So we do commercial moving as well.
That's perfect. I think that the moving part is very overwhelming for a lot of people. And I think what you're telling me is that you take that concern away from how logistically everything's going to fall into place, and make it so that they can enjoy the process instead of feeling so stressed. Because I think between myself and the moving company and the attorneys and everybody involved, it's an overwhelming process. But I love what you're saying about, being able to store the stuff on the truck, because it could be costly, but to know that your fair on that pricing is huge, so that they can enjoy the next day and have it be seamless.
There's enough, like you said, Amy, there's enough stress on that day,
Oh,
buying and selling. And if an I is not dotted properly, the T is not crossed. I mean, back before 2008, if you had a pulse, you could get through all this. And now it's everybody kind of, it's very stringent. And I tell people that, I sell in the same arena as death, taxes, and divorce. It goes death, taxes, divorce, and moving. So we're in a stressful business. It's no doubt about it. And, in the wintertime, depending on timing, as you can attest, summertime, it's a little bit more difficult to keep stuff on the truck for multiple days. But in the wintertime, it's not uncommon that we would leave people on the truck for a couple of days with no charge, because we just want to keep our guys busy. We want the business. We're a lot like construction. We want to keep our guys busy in the winter so that they're there in the summer. We have 18 guys that work for us. There are men. We do not subcontract. We do not hire owner operators. We do not hire John down the street who has a U-Haul truck that shows up in front of your house. Here you are. You hired Von Sydow to do your job, and then also the U-Haul truck shows up with 4 guys that that don't look like they've ever moved anybody. So these are all our employees. They're salaried. They're hourly employees that work for us. They're trained. They're vetted in our system. So we don't hire college kids anymore. I mean, we used to hire college kids everybody. Hey, can you work in the summer? I want my kid to work in the summer. Can you work at your office? 2 things. One, by the time we got them trained, it was time for them to go back to school. And then 2, we don't want to send anybody back to school with a bad back or hurt themselves because they weren't ready to get on a job. So we stopped hiring college kids a long time ago for that very reason.
Okay, good. Well, all great information. So if somebody wanted to reach out to you, how would you suggest they contact you?
The easiest way is our main phone number is 847-934-7100, 847-934-7100. And then our website is www.vonsydow.com. Both of those ways. We have a Facebook page as well. Von Sydow on Facebook is another way to get a hold of us. And we're very responsive. We jump on those right away. And I'm the sales manager. So if one of your clients or people seeing this video reach out, they'll be more than likely meeting with me. And again, we can do things over the telephone to get some people comfort. Some people early on just want to get a little bit of comfort level. What's it look like? What's a typical 4-bedroom house? What are those types of things? We can get that 30,000 foot view of pricing. And then there's a virtual estimate on our website. So if you're not comfortable having someone come in your home, which I completely understand, you can go ahead and do a virtual estimate. I will be assessing that myself and doing a quote off of that information. And then, of course, the most accurate way and the way that I prefer is to come to the home and take all the precautions necessary to do the estimate. But again, completely with the comfort level of your clients.
Okay, excellent. Well, thanks again. And again, if anybody has any real estate needs, you can always reach out to me at 847-497-0230. Our website is dealwithdiamondgroup.com. And same with our social platforms. So thanks again, Jim. It's so great to see you. Stay safe and healthy. And we'll talk to everyone soon. Have a great day.